Some things in the world are kind of scary. This is one of those. I hate handling these things, but we'll see what we can do. I mean, I really got to prepare. Safety glasses. Oh yeah, one last thing. I really hate handling these things. It's pretty bad. I'm going to put these on for one reason, for my protection. Okay, now, hopefully I can get this thing without it waking up on me. Okay. Shh, nice and quiet. I'm just going to... Okay. Got it. Never seen one of these before? This is a cow tongue. Anybody seen one before? They're pretty ugly, aren't they? But you know, with what is the most dangerous thing in the world? This is the most dangerous thing in the world. Not necessarily from a cow, but what's in here. So I want you to think about it. Just for an illustration today. To think about this thing that's in our mouth. It's pretty dangerous, or it can be. You ever heard of the term tongue lashing? I mean, that would be. It gives a whole new meaning to it. And what about the term, there's that saying, sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never harm me? That kind of hurts a little bit. So our words can hurt. It's pretty dangerous. What about the pen is mightier than the sword? You know, words that are written down. When I was growing up, I actually discovered this one time at a college retreat, and I began to talk about, with some other people, we were just reminiscing back to grade school and that, and I started talking about, you know, just some of the things that teachers had said to me, and just going through school. I remember one of my teachers in 7th grade, because I would kind of daydream a little bit, and I'd look out. In my hometown, there's a train track, and sometimes a train would be going by, and I'd be looking out at that, and he goes, "Larson, someday we're going to see you. We're going to see you're just going to be a bum on that train." But that kind of sticks, right? It can be like getting whacked with those words. And various times, I remember, in some ways, it was kind of humorous of the different things that teachers would say. But at this retreat, then I started looking back. And during one of the sessions, I actually had to go back and forgive some of those teachers because of the things they had said to me. Because words can hurt, can't they? We all get wounded or have been wounded by the words of our mouth or somebody else's mouth. And think about what our tongue can do. Think about the 10 spies. 10 people influenced the whole nation, and they ended up dying in the wilderness. Words have an impact. What about the children of Israel when they were in the wilderness and they begin to murmur and complain? I want to try something right now. Just say the word murmur. Now just say it over and over. That doesn't sound very good, right? That's probably what it sounds like to God too. But he didn't like it. And he says that don't grumble like the children of Israel. Don't grumble and complain. And some of them died because of snakes, just different things. They died in the wilderness because of words that were spoken. Our words have an impact. And maybe not the specific cow tongue, but our tongue. really can be the most dangerous thing in the world, can it? It can have an impact for good or for evil. James chapter 3, just going to look at a few things in that. It says in the Bible, we're just going to maybe hang that there a little bit. That's how you look at it. In James chapter 3, it says that if anyone can control their tongue, they're perfect. They can be perfect. Because if we control our tongue, then we're perfect in every way, or can be. We keep our whole body in check. If we can control what happens with our tongue, what happens there, it has an impact. It says that lots of things can be controlled. And it talks about horses, and it talks about a bit that goes into the horse's mouth. A little bit stinky. But our tongues can get kind of stinky sometimes too. It says that a little bit controls a big horse. When my daughter Sarah was about 5th or 6th grade, she was 11 or 12, her teacher gave her a horse. It was an old Arabian horse because Sarah had this desire to have a horse. Sarah, just a little thing. She's not that much bigger now, but she was kind of small. But she'd go and take care of this horse. This horse was older, and I think the horse taught Sarah everything she needed to know about horsemanship. But Sarah, just being this little thing, would go over, and she would put that bit in the horse's mouth, saddle it up, and she could ride that horse around. Way bigger than her, way more than her, but she could control that horse around the corral and around the place where we were boarding it. Just the little bit in the horse's mouth, she was able to control where the horse went. The Bible says that can be controlled that way. It goes on and it says rudders. A little rudder controls a big ship. And if, on cruise ship days, when you see those huge, monstrous ships in the harbor, how massive and how big, and the size of the ships that hold 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people. I was so shocked on the radio